Hello, Habs fans. Yesterday, Alexander Zharovsky played at center. First preseason game for his for UFA, the KHL club that he's going to be playing for this year. Looked good. He had an assist and played in the third line center role. That's very interesting for Habs fans because I don't think many of us envisioned that when we're looking at who might be the second line center down the road. It was assumed that Zharovsky was only a winger, but I did see him play a couple games last year at center. He might have played maybe a half dozen in the middle, in the MHL for Tolpar or UFA or whatever you want to call him. He didn't look bad. I had some concerns with his maybe two-way game at times last year, but that was predominantly when he was playing on the wing. When he did play center, I think there was a little more, and you have to be very willing to back check. You have to be often be the first forward back because your responsibility is the center of the ice in your own zone, typically. Um, and he wasn't that bad. I've got highlights of a game that I didn't see. I did see him a couple times at center last year, but I didn't see this game. And I thought his defensive play, which is what it's all going to hinge on. We know he's got the offensive tools to play center. It's whether he'll be able to handle it defensively in a top two center role, because it's so important if you're going to play a top two center role in the NHL that you can check uh, some of the best centers in the world. It's just, there's, until they go with one net in hockey, that's just the way it's going to be. Two nets, two ends, and neutral zone, obviously too. That you have to play well in all three zones if you're going to play a top two center role in the NHL. So the video hasn't come out yet for the game yesterday. I hope it does. Maybe it won't because it was a friendly, but I did go back, have a look at a game February 20th against AKM, and I'm going to show you um, highlights from it, and we'll talk about it here. See if we can get back to the start here. All right. There he is. Right off the bat, you got a good scoring chance. He's always going to be getting those because he's just very dynamic offensively. But my focus in a lot of was his play away from the puck, because that's ultimately going to tell the tale on whether players like him or Hage end up being the second line center in Montreal, because you have to be strong away from the puck to play a top two center role in the NHL. It's just the way it is. Back in the 70s, Pierre LaRouche was he was a 100-point scorer at 19 years of age. Got traded to Montreal. Best coach in history was Scotty Bowman. He preferred Pierre Mondu over LaRouche for 2-3 years, and they won cups. So you can't argue with it, because even though Mondu was never going to score as many points as LaRouche, he was way better defensively. So, anyways, going a little off topic here, but here are all the highlights from that game. I'll show you most of his faceoffs and offensive chances and notable plays away from the puck. You can see here there's some adjustment to do. What I liked I liked his back check there and actually got up and lifted the guy's stick, and one of his teammates got the puck. So there were times when the back checking was a little lackadaisical when he was on the wing, but didn't mind it in this game, especially at the start of shifts. I think what we'll notice in a few of these highlights is that later in shifts, like right here, for instance, you see he's out of stamina. Um, the main weakness in his game right now would be his weakness. He's 6'1", maybe even a little taller, and oh, here he is on a faceoff, and at most he's like 172. He won that draw quite handily, so I think there's some potential there. And I like how he got to the puck in the corner. While he's still got to work on his skating and quickness, it's not bad. Like I think it's the technique's fine. There are no fatal flaws in his technique. It's just basically going to be him putting on 20, 30 pounds over the next 2 or 3 years. Oh, got to like the pushback that he gave there, the guy in front of the net. He's got a little bit of jam, so you don't mind that. Here, losing a puck battle, that's something, I mean, hopefully he puts on the weight that he needs to. There was another Russian that the Canadiens picked 26th overall a few years back, Nikita Sherbak. We got to hope that, unlike Sherbak, um, Zharovsky puts on the weight, gains the strength that he needs to, so he wins those puck battles. At the end of the day, Sherbak was very talented, very skilled, very smart player, but Julian just could not put up with him losing almost every puck battle along the boards, especially in his own end. Again, NHL coaches, they don't want you losing the puck in your own end all the time and losing puck battles, no matter how skilled you are. Look at that move by him. I mean, that's the part. That's what excites Montreal fans so much, is just that his skills with the puck. But then, as you see, he was maybe a little slow getting back. The other team scored. That's something he'll need to work on. He was there was another face-off. He was decent in draws here. He won several quite handily, and I think look at him there. He kind of won the draw to himself. So he's definitely got some sneaky tricks in the bag. It's fairly evident from this that he has played some center in the past, because he's, for someone who only played a handful of games at center last year, he was pretty decent on the draws in this game. Look at this. A lot of reminds me of Seneca with the length and the puck skills, and the way able to protect the puck. He's just so smooth with his hands are so silky. But you see a few of those throughout this game. The thing that, like I say, the thing is, and here he is on another draw here. See how he won it back pretty handily. He's got such good hands that I think he has the capabilities of becoming a half decent face-off man. So I I'm really encouraged that he's playing center to start the KHL season. I don't know if the Canadiens had any say in that, where they said, and who knows? I'd like to talk to excuse me, Marty or Nick about that at some point. But you know, did they draft him with the having in mind that, hey, maybe he plays the next 2 years in the KHL at center? That would be tremendous for his development if he did. And um, judging on what I saw in this game, um, yeah, as long as look at he stole the puck there, right? Again, he's got such good hands, and he anticipates to play well. And when he's engaged away from the puck, I see I see a center. He he handles the puck so well. He can look at the back check here. I loved it. Got to the and he has a long stick, and he got to the puck and he knocked it off. So when he puts his mind to it to work hard on the back check, and I think he did that more often when he played center. There's a lot of potential there for him at center. So that's an exciting prospect for the Canadiens. Um, he I talked to a scout who obviously didn't see him live last year. He's North American scout, but he did watch some video. And late in the year, Zharovsky played some games in the KHL. Um, yeah, it was quite a rise from him last year. He went from playing NMHL, I think, last year to which is a notch below. It's kind of like tier two junior in Canada, notch below the MHL. He went from playing there last year to ending, or sorry, 2 years ago to ending last year in the KHL. So it just goes to show you that the improvement curve was fantastic last year. But this scout was telling me he was more impressed by Zharovsky at the KHL level than he had been with him in the MHL, predominantly because he played a lot better away from the puck. He was a lot more engaged. He didn't try the stick handle through everybody thing that he did in the MHL. And while he got away with it a lot of times at that level, you're not going to get away with that in the MHL, or sorry, in the KHL and NHL nearly as often. Coaches will end up sitting you on the bench if you try to go end to end all the time because, especially at the NHL level, you'll get checked majority of the time. So he really liked his game in the KHL, thought it was a lot stronger, and that's probably why the coach at UFA in the KHL said, "Hey, let's this guy has the potential to play center because he distributes the puck so well and he possesses it so well. Look at this move. He's smooth, but that he's got the he's got the offensive game for sure to be a centerman. And if he can keep get stronger, keep improving his play away from the puck, keep improving his face-offs, I don't see why he can't. There, he won another one. Like, he won the majority of his draws in this game. Look at the move. He's just he's so shifty, and at times the skating looks really good. Like, he's got the base there. I think it's just it's all about adding the requisite strength that he'll need. I talked to a scout who saw him at the Russian Combine last year, who said he looked like a 12-year-old, skinny, very boyish. So there's some physical maturing that he's going to do, and there he won another face-off. He was I didn't count, but I think he was probably 60-70% on draws in this game, which, again, for a kid that hardly took any face-offs all year, that's encouraging. That he's got potential to be a decent face-off man, I do believe. So, but you see here, he was way to good defensive play in his own zone on that play. Got to the puck, got got the guy to turn it over. He was a lot more cognizant of the fact that playing center, he's got to be back, protecting the middle of the ice, protecting the neutral zone, protecting the slot in his own zone. He was. I liked his play away from the puck in this game. Here he is at the end. He set up a goal, and yeah, they scored 7 goals in that game, and he only had a point. That's fine with me. The important thing was what he was doing away from the puck, because he was playing center. and I thought passing grade for him at center in that game. So um, he's he. I think he'll end up. Hopefully, he keeps playing center in the preseason, the friendlies as they call them, friendly games, and keeps producing because he got a point in the first game. Like I say, when that video comes up, if it comes up, I'll do another. I'll put it up on the site, but or my YouTube channel at least. Uh, has fans that the other game that I saw last year where he played at center, I wasn't nearly as impressed, and my initial reaction was he's probably best suited on the wing, but after watching that after watching that game that I hadn't seen last year with him at center, uh, I see I see potential. I see a guy that down the road may end up being Montreal's second line center, and certainly got the offensive skills to be a 70 plus point scorer at the NHL level. If he can develop, as I say, the other parts of his game and gains enough strength to handle big NHL top two centers, this guy can play a top two center role in the NHL someday. So, Habs fans, extremely excited. I'd be extremely excited about that, and I will be posting countless Zharovsky videos throughout the year, keeping a close eye on him all year long. I'm going to be spending a lot more time that I previously spent on scouting draft eligible players. I will be spending a lot more time on Montreal Canadiens prospects because that's the route I'm going with Habscast. And Habs fans, stay tuned because you're going to get a ton of highlight videos, scouting reports from me throughout the year.